My name is Deyemi Okanlawon, and I play the role of Bayo in the movie Soja.
I'm Kehinde Bankole, the producer and director.
Hi, my name is Omowunmi Dada, and I play the character Shatter.
I am Desmond Elliott. I'm acting the role General Ibrahim Abubakar.
My name is Sodike. I'm an actor and I play the character Abuga.
My name is Rotimi Salami and I'm playing the character of Galala.
My name is Taiwo Adele. Knows as film. Then I am a cinematographer on the set.
My name is Adejoke Jolade. I'm the costumier for the unknown soldier.
Well, that story has been with me for about 3 years now, just over 3 years, and I kept on refining the story over and over until we eventually locked it down.
When I first read the script, I was like, whoa, this is deep.
It cuts across generations, and then I like the historical value you get from it. It's a beautiful one. It's a beautiful story. And the fact that it has to do with civilian, military, pseudo-military, I think would be very interesting. It's not a story you see every day.
Detective John is a police detective, and he's tasked with, he works with Detective Kehinde, who's played by Kehinde Bankole.
Once something is a challenge, you're sort of like in trouble with her. She has to get to the bottom of it. That's who she is. That's who Detective Kehinde is.
A lot of times we talk about how, we're not telling enough diverse stories, and the likes. And I find that with this story, there's a very, very intentional attempt to deviate from the norm and tell a story that, is somewhat all-encompassing. You have a bit of drama, you have a bit of action, there's a lot of suspense, there's all of that, those juicy bits in it. And I was really, really impressed.
I love the fact that this story preaches love, family, vengeance, for one to be careful, and most importantly, Yorubas will say, meaning that you see humans and they smile with you, but you don't know if they're plotting your downfall.
I don't want to tell it all, but it's one of a kind, and we don't see this in Nollywood all the time. It infuses love, it infuses anger, agony, right? Frustration, depression, revenge, infuses romance, love.
The beauty of the story is, one, its unpredictability. I remember when I shared the script with Omowunmi Dada, Kehinde Bankole, Femi Branch. I remember Kehinde Bankole said one or two things about the beginning of the film, which we've not modified. He had one or two inputs into how the film engaged the audience in the first few minutes, and she said when she got to the end, she wasn't expecting what she found in the end, which was, it's got suspense, it's a trailer, and it's got an element of drama in it. And it's a very realistic story that whether you're a father, mother, brother, sister, you would be able to relate to the story in a way and manner that we actually try to carry the audience along with the way we've actually told the story as a whole. For me, I think it's a very, very unique story in its own right. I don't think I've seen anything like that in Nollywood so far.
The good thing was the director and producer was open to questions, it was open to suggestions. So when I read it, I made inquiry about some things. I just asked a few questions generally about the story, not even about my character. And he clarified them, and then he was open to different suggestions as to ideas that we had for this or ideas we had for that. So that was what the experience was after reading.
John is, of course, is a policeman, he's a professional detective with several years under his belt. Very professional, very jovial, you understand, he's an easygoing person. He's very good with people, He knows how to get under people's skin and everything, make them very comfortable and extract the information he has. So it's a very good deviation for me from the usual kind of roles I play, which is usually the hard edge and everything. So this guy is more subtle, he's more personable, you understand? So it's refreshing for me as an actor.
His character is very subtle. He's not very forceful. but he's very commanding. He has serious control over his situation. That an army general should.
So taking on the role of Bayo has been. So there are two parts of the challenges, you know, with playing Bayo. It's you have a man who, you know, on the one hand you have to see him and believe that he's a loving, caring, sweet, you know, person. You know, when it comes to his family, and then when things go south, you know, you get to see another extreme part, you know, of this same character. So playing both very believably is a fine balance. You don't want to go too far to the right such that it's impossible for anyone to believe that you could be, you know, the other extreme, you know, and vice versa. So that's been one of the challenges playing this part.
Usually the best way I pick my crew is once I work with you and you deliver or even over-deliver in some cases, I pretty much tend to use you. A typical example is my sound man, Jeje. T1 is another example, Benga, the AD.
I thought I'm not the one that's going to do it itself. I thought that when I'm going to that says take me like 2 months or so. I told her, Mr. Mark, I'm not available. You say, hey, I'll look for someone else. No, Baba now. And I said to one, you know what, I'll wait till you finish.
Well, I faced few challenges. Some of them are trying to get all the costumes to different locations, trying to dress the actors and actresses at the same time while we're on the move. Also, trying to multitask at the same time.
I commend the crew a lot. And I'm not saying this lightly. I commend the crew a little bit more than the cast. And the reason why I say so is the cast are generally pampered. That's the honest truth. There's no taking away from that. But the crew, they leave their homes. They don't get to see their bed for 3, 4, 5 weeks in a row. It's daunting. I mean, I try to put myself in their shoes and say, what if I go on a film set and that's it, I'm locked off.
Well, to crew, they are the most important part of what we do. And I don't think they have a union or some kind of group that sort of like keeps all of them together. When you're sourcing for people, you can go to that, maybe that book to know who's working where now, who's busy now, who's available. I think it would be something interesting for them to do so that you don't have to call somebody first to say who's working, somebody can create something. The Instagram, all these apps are there. Somebody can create a page where you know the different kinds of available crew anyway for when you're looking for work. They don't have that kind of thing. That's like a directory for if you're looking. There's so many people that are talented, crazy editors. They're looking for a job, and there are film producers who are looking for editors. So somewhere to connect them. There's no platform such as that. So I just want to encourage them. They make everything make sense. Sometimes actors will stand down. Crew is still working with the next actor. That actor will still stand down. Crew is still standing with the next one that comes on board. So they're the ones that make everything really go around. They're very important to us. They should take care of their health.
One of the biggest challenges we have is I wish we had a proper film village we could shoot where sound can be controlled, individuals can be controlled. A typical example, we're shooting this morning and we had Agbiru that wanted to say they are Omonile and we couldn't shoot on their own road. And we needed to, what's the word I'm looking for here? We needed to give them some owo, some like 5,000 naira for them to eventually leave us before, you know. So, I mean, we had a proper film village. We'll be able to modify the set to suit our needs based on what we require. Because majority of what we work with are predefined sets, and then if we make up some sets, sometimes we can't modify it to our own taste because it's somebody else's property.